and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Thursday, March 26th, 2020, and it's another Thursday in Corona, USA, but we may be getting closer to a stimulus check, right, Mark?
Yeah, we're going to get into it. I mean, sort of.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, once you get that check, because eventually we think you might, you're going to have to buy the Lockdown Turn Up shirt to support Meals on Wheels. Don't forget that. That's available at the Barstool store. Today, we're talking all aspects of the coronavirus, including government, money, food, hospitals, animals, celebrities, toilet paper, probably even way more than that. The order is Mark, me, Pat, then Wes. Mark, get us going.
All right, guys, let's talk money. Hey, Steaks, you like money?
Yeah, I like money sometimes. Most of the time, all the time.
How about you, Hammer? Hammer, you like money?
Love the money.
Big Thicket?
You'd think I hate it, honestly.
Yeah, that's a little inside baseball for those of you that watched our predicted shows, which are on hiatus until quarantine dies down a bit. But we can and still should talk about this $2 trillion stimulus package and money. So here's the deal. The Republicans made some changes to appease the Democrats in the Senate, and it looked like 24 hours ago from now, they were all set. Like midnight on into Wednesday morning. They're like, oh, look, there were news articles were like, they did it. It's going to pass. Yeah, but at the time of this recording, which was like 12 hours after that, at nighttime on Wednesday night, they didn't pass it yet in the Senate, and it looks like one Bernard Sanders was threatening to torpedo the bill himself. If some unemployment riders or amendments weren't corrected to his liking. So not the time, Bernie, but they didn't.
They're having this back and forth. The Republicans are saying that they've raised unemployment so much that it'll be like unemployment benefits so much that it'll be an incentive to lay people off. Is the argument from?
We'll get into some of that.
I think. But yeah,
I try to not pay attention just because I'm willfully ignorant. So I don't even know what they're saying. But I know that if Bernie's mad about something, usually
I'll get into some of the unemployment.
Figure out why.
I'll get into some of the unemployment stats, not all of them later. But unemployment, you can have it for a while now.
4 months at least, right?
Yeah. Or longer, maybe 6 to 8. But here is what it's looking like. It's going to be at a minimum, though. All individuals that filed taxes for the 2018 income year, which was last year, 2019 is when you filed for 2018, or this year, 2019 income for in 2020, like Dum Dum West, that earned less than $99K in adjusted gross income, which is income after deductions, will get the full $1,200 for the first stimulus check. And couples that filed jointly that made less than double that, which is like $198K or close to $200,000 in adjusted gross income, will get $2,400
after deductions. Wow!
After deductions, that's deductions.
Glad I read off that.
Mark,
that is good. That is good news.
Yeah, it is.
People that filed extensions, did they say anything about that?
No. It's just 2018 or 2019. You can't have filed.
Well, you
an
surely
extension.
have paid 2018.
Yeah, exactly. You can't have filed an extension for 2018.
It can't still be pending.
If your checks are being garnished.
That means you didn't. That means you didn't file. Pat,
right.
If
if 2018 is pending, that means that you owe the IRS. Yeah, you're fucked either way.
Yeah, you're fucked. Well, we'll get into that too. So that's for the first check. You're going to get the full amount there. Now, if you made less than $75K as an individual after adjusted gross income, or with adjusted gross income, or $150K for a couple, you get the full check amounts for the duration. I think there's going to be 2 or 3 checks. And if you made between $75K and $99K as an individual adjusted gross income, then you're going to get the first amount full, and then the second amount a little bit less, and they wean you off.
Do we know if these are going to be like big checks? Like
I just told you. Just told you.
1,200.
Oh, size. Yeah, I would hope so. No, see, the thing is, Pat, 87% of people, I think, did direct deposit for the IRS, so 87% of people are going to get it direct deposited, which is good news. If you're like that 13%, you're fucked.
Enjoy waiting for the mail for your thousands of dollars.
a lot of the changes that went in the past 24 hours, increased the amount of people that will get the check to an estimated 90% of American adults now. That's pretty good. They added some unemployment stuff and some other things as well.
Had it always been adjusted gross, though, I think that it still would have been pretty good for the way it was originally.
Right.
Yeah. So knowing that it's adjusted gross, because that's a huge difference. I mean, that's 35% of your money,
significant
basically.
Difference. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, yeah,
it would have knocked me out.
Right. We're not.
Yeah,
I would assume a
three
lot
of
of
us,
people.
a lot of us didn't think we were going to get the check, and now I'm pretty confident I will, because I did make a lot of money in 2018 for the first time in my life, like an idiot.
Start spending now. It's coming, right?
Yeah, Mark, that made a lot of sense. That made a lot of
sense.
sense how we did all that, like a decade of corporate ladder climbing to then just leave, leave the corporate world right when you're on the doorstep of getting in the like right around the decision maker. Yeah,
you had health insurance too, huh, Mark?
I did.
Oh, amazing health. The benefits were fantastic,
now.
Wes. Oh my God.
Who's gonna bring the news to the people, though, Mark?
Yeah, right. Exactly. I'm gonna keep bringing the news, and I love this job a lot, so that's good. So the Senate not only hasn't passed this at the time of this recording, but also Nancy Pelosi, because this is going to go back. The Senate probably will pass this. They're like, once Bernie gets off his high horse, they're going to pass it like probably today, and then it's going to go back to the House. And Pelosi's already saying she wants to debate the entire $2 trillion bill on the floor for a long period of time
and take it to committee, right? Like
right. She wants
all the way through.
Exactly. She
whole
wants
thing.
Yeah, it's going to be a pain in the ass because she wants things in there like policies for environmental reforms, same-day voter registration,
protecting Obamacare,
and a bunch of other bullshit. It's really great and all, but for fuck's sake, it's not the time. Like, just pass the motherfucking stimulus package.
Is she also promoting all this like oversight? Like she's like all I know that's a big deal. Is they want to be able to manage where all this money is going? Is that like is she?
No, it's just different stuff. It's pork barrel for different causes.
She wants environment stuff. She wants voting.
Let me play devil's advocate real quick. Yeah, and I personally agree with you.
Please do.
Do you think that maybe Pelosi's sitting there thinking like, this is going to be one of the biggest bills that's definitely eventually going to get passed, so that's why she feels it's very important to get these other things in there?
I think she's thinking there's going to be tight pockets for the next several years because this is the big one. But here's the problem, Pat. All of these checks need to be issued by the IRS. They don't just magically get sent to everyone with the one push of a button. It takes a lot of time. Historically, in recent stimulus packages like the Obama one and the Bush one, we've had two in the past like 20 years, it was an average of 2 to 2.5 months from the time the shit was signed to get to people. We do have much higher percentage of people that use direct deposit now. It was like 50% back then, like we're in the high 80s, like I mentioned, for tax returns. But the estimate is still like 3 to 4 weeks for people with direct deposit from the time this shit is passed. And forget about like for people that didn't do direct deposit, they're saying like 8 to 10 weeks. You're just going to be
so why the fuck
you'll be homeless and dead.
Committee?
You'll be dead by the time the checks get to you if you didn't do direct deposit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to delay it. I don't
No,
think.
they need to pass it yesterday. It's getting ridiculous. The IRS is overworked and understaffed because people are quitting or getting corona. So hurry the fuck up, Congress. Here's some other highlights of the current Senate bill. It includes the Department of Education would suspend payments on student loan borrowers without penalty through September 30th of this year. The deadline to obtain a real ID is extended to September 2021. Do you guys familiar with the real ID thing?
No.
A little bit. It has to do with health insurance, right?
No, it has to do with travel. It's like a passport. You get like a hologram on your license. Luckily, I got my 10-year license.
It's just on the new licenses.
But you need to go and get one, or you can't fly on a fucking plane. But they've extended that to September 2021. It was supposed to be September of this year, I think, or end of this year. So you guys need to get that whenever. And then unemployment.
You have a passport, I wonder?
Correct. You need a real ID. Unemployment check percentage greatly increased to basically the entire amount of your previous employer check. It used to be like 60% as the norm. Now it's like 100%. It's also
for 4 months at least protected.
Yeah,
right?
it's between 12 and 28 weeks at least, depending on the state. For now, 28 weeks is like 6.5 months, and they might even go further if Bernie gets his way. The airlines got a bill, got a huge bailout of $30+ billion, as long as they don't furlough anyone or cancel like routes. Right. And stuff like that. If they take the bailout, they can't like furlough anyone or get rid of any employees. Independent contractors will be eligible to receive federal aid as well, like Uber and Lyft drivers, Amazon delivery, etc. So don't have the details on how much, but millions of contractors. Well, we are contractors.
Yeah,
we fall under that. So they're being considered in the bill. Federally backed mortgage loans are forgiven for those that can prove economic hardships for up to 60 days, effective March 18th, with a chance to extend that 30 more days. Renters of those homeowners that have current federally backed mortgages can also won't be evicted for failure to pay rent for 120 days, effective March 18th, and no fees or interest can be charged in any of this related to mortgages and rent.
Yeah.
So if someone can find out if my landlord has paid off his house or not, that would be great.
Right.
I can find that out, Mark.
Okay,
it's
I don't want it to come from me. Yeah, I don't want it to come from me.
And so
research tonight.
Yeah.
What's your address?
I can't say that on the show, Pat. $375 billion in loans to small businesses are forgiven if firms don't lay off workers, and the government will also pay up to 50% of the salaries for several small businesses workers, which is awesome, as long as they don't lay off employees. Here's the problem. Hurry the fuck up, because I don't know how a lot of these small businesses can last without layoffs.
This needs to be passed immediately. Otherwise, all the stuff they're protecting against will already happen.
Then you're going to have to lay people off, and then you don't get the fucking loans and the salaries. So, like, you're talking about 4 to 6 weeks effective today
they need
for these small businesses. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Bernie and Nancy not doing anybody any favors right now.
It's not the fucking time to add your stupid fucking policies. Just pass this shit.
Yeah, and I don't want to fuel any, add fuel to the fire, but I heard someone posted on Twitter, I'm not sure if it's real, but Canada is apparently giving people $2,000 a month for the next 4 months.
That's what Bernie wants. That's why he's like he wants it to be a recurring stipend, which is a great cause, but like you're not going to get it from the Republicans. So just
Yeah.
I want to point something out here, guys. What we're feeling right now, this is what we're going to be feeling in 15 years when the robots take over. Just want to say that right now.
Well,
robots are coming.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to
it'll be
support small businesses and have people pay rent up until the robots take over. Though
robots
so pass the fucking
businesses. Mark,
yeah,
it's gonna be a lot easier.
There will be more crises, and in the robot takeover, actually, Pat, you'll need to act even faster. So if this is what we're gonna do in the robot takeover, we're gonna be completely fucked. The robots will destroy us. So
we're gonna be very malnourished.
Yeah, this is disgusting. Hurry it up, Congress. All right,
I think we could all use a little bit malnourishment on this show. You know what I mean?
Are you done? Are you done, Mark?
I'm done.
That's the stimulus package. That's what's happening in Congress. Let's talk about the White House press briefing that happened on Wednesday. This is the executive branch now. This is the people who had already agreed to most of that shit that Mark just went over. So the press briefing started like an hour late, and I couldn't figure out how to watch the live stream. It was too lazy to move one room over to the TV, so I'd watch the replay instead on YouTube. Trump set the stage to put pressure on Nancy Pelosi and Bernie Sanders to go along with what's already been agreed to between Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and Treasurer of the Secretary Steve Mnuchin and the Republicans in general, which is everything we just went over. And that includes the 4 months unemployment, blah, 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 all of that. And then Trump went on this rant about how he's going to I'm going to restore the strategic stockpile, which was completely depleted. He just went like on and on about how Obama just ran out of all the stockpile goods. Like
he thanks Obama. He thanks Obama a lot.
A ton.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how he kicked it off. And then Mnuchin, Secretary of the Treasury, he got up on stage and he says basically a lot of the stuff that Mark went over, but for the businesses, which is the businesses are going to get those at-cost loans, no penalties there, sick leave all paid for, bailout money going to everybody, and that's the pork barrel motherfuckers we were just talking about. Everybody's like, hey, the airlines are getting it. All these other, industries are getting it. We need to give it to all these other causes, too, on top. So you're taking, what's been given, wanting to grow and add onto it. That's called pork barrel, when people add their spending onto these bills.
What a delicious mistake.
That's folksy. I like that.
Yeah. And then so Mnuchin closed by also adding pressure to Pelosi to accept the deal and get this done as fast as possible in order to keep the economy humming. Trump then came back, grabbed the mic over, and he said he started talking about trade war rhetoric with the EU and some ricochet shots at China. And then he really, really loves the Easter narrative. He's like, all right, we're gonna be done with this by Easter, which to me, it's like he's imagining himself in a flag emerging from the cave. After 3 days of being down, the stone of coronavirus rolls away.
Who cares about Easter?
Well,
a lot of people.
Really?
My mother.
Yeah. Most Christians.
Come on.
Noreen Cassidy really cares about it.
Most
Sorry,
Christians.
Noreen.
Anyways, Trump is really into this Easter thing. He just wants those egg hunts on the White House.
Look,
lawn
Easter's
real
canceled.
bad.
Stop talking about it. You're getting people's hopes up. Easter's canceled.
I also love it when Trump goes religious because he clearly doesn't know shit about Christianity.
Well, he knows how to take pictures of Easter egg hunts.
He's a
I
total
think that's
shill
what.
for Christianity.
Pat, he's certainly exactly. He knows how to get a cheap pop from the Christianity crowd. He knows the highlights, the hits. You know what I mean?
Caring about Easter is one of them.
Prayer breakfast. Yeah,
And having
knows how to
Mike
talk.
Pence by your side doesn't hurt.
Ooh, yeah, exactly. And that's who was up next after Trump was Pence. And Pence, though, he would be the best bedtime story reader of all time. Like, he is so, people say he's presidential, but I think more like he's so like just even keeled. Yeah, you could just fall asleep. I mean, you'd never, he's just,
never get a boner during
the
a story.
tone
Think
never
about the
really goes
content.
up or down.
It would be very limited content, Will.
He is
What do you
soothing.
mean? It's very soothing.
It would be bad for business.
Well, I'm just saying, like, people
For
say he's
our
presidential, but like he's the opposite of Trump in terms of like Trump. They're saying he's unpresidential because he's over the top all the time. Pence is like, the exact opposite of that. He's just like a flat line, always the same, never unflappable.
If Pence had like salt and pepper gray versus just that white, I could deal with looking at
Pure
him.
white.
White.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's priest white. He has priest white hair.
He does,
and
yeah.
there's
It's
something
a little
creepy.
too much.
He's a devout man. He's a holy
Right.
man.
But his face is kind of young looking. It's like when someone's
Right.
face and their hair don't match, it's creepy.
That's the faith, keeping his skin young. Yeah. So he
It's the
said
abstaining, buddy. It's the abstaining, not the face.
his big thing was this. He said it's the 15 days to slow the spread, and that started 10 days ago. So he says we're 10 days in, just make it these last 5 days. That's his big thing. He kept holding up that pamphlet that Wes got in the mail about, from the president, whatever.
Yeah.
He said, follow the pamphlet. 15 days to stop the
I
spread.
didn't get a pamphlet.
Well,
Really? I got one.
Yeah, we need to send
It's a postcard.
We need to send one to Pat. Pat is a wild card for breaking self-quarantine out of the group. We need to get him
I'm
that
assuming that Pat's going around town.
Yeah, Pat.
I'm very
Pat is,
instinct driven.
yeah. Please send him that card, Wes.
I should probably adhere to that card too.
I'm on Trump's mailing list.
a little
dude.
bit around.
What's wrong with you, Wes? What are you doing?
You guys can't stay
I'll
down?
get to that. I'll get to one of them later. But I had to go to the grocery store today to get some shit. That's the extent of it. I'm not like
Wes is a daily grocery guy.
I go on a walk, but also just getting out of your fucking house during this shit, just on a drive feels great.
It's true. It's true. All right. After Pence was Dr. Birx. She said, use the CDC symptom checker, which is at cdc.gov/coronavirus. And there's a symptom checker there. Go through the questions before going in to get your testing done, because you might just feel bad, but it may not be worthy to go get a test. And you're going to have to go get exposed to people who probably have coronavirus if you go get the test and you don't have it. So
Speaking of the grocery store, the scariest aisle is the medicine aisle.
right.
Oh,
All the
shit.
coughing
Who
people.
else was here?
Yeah.
Who was here before me? They probably had super corona.
Yeah. Everything you
Yeah,
touch.
they should
you
have
think.
black lights in the medicine aisle. Honestly, I don't know why they don't.
Yeah. So be smart. Check yourself on the CDC website before going to get your official test. She also said we're probably doing way better than you think you are based on the media projections right now. She was saying that the 50%, 40 to 60% infection rate across the entire country is like if you do no social distancing at all.
Right. So
She's
Pat
saying,
and Wes are in the 50% range. Will and I are more like
What do you
25.
mean?
You guys keep leaving the house.
right.
You guys
Yeah,
keep getting out of the house.
Exactly. She's saying, it's all about how
night,
seriously you're taking it. And she's optimistic that most Americans are taking it relatively seriously, and that we'll see how we're doing after the 15 days are over. So 5 more days, she says, we'll see then how we've done about flattening the curve. And then she brought up a good story about her grandmother who lived with the fact that she brought the Spanish flu home from elementary school and killed her grandmother.
Jeez.
So it's personal for Dr.
Fun
Birx,
family
apparently.
story.
I would say
Yeah,
it's personal.
right?
Yeah. They've been living with that one for like 3 generations.
Yeah, so they got the
That's
right
almost
doctor.
worse.
Yeah.
That's almost worse than the guy that built like a pipe bomb to do his gender announcement and killed his mother.
Oh God, yeah. His mother-in-law.
Yeah, I mean that's all bad. You don't want to kill an immediate family member with something you did or you brought.
I've
to
been
the
waiting
house.
100 years to make amends for my grandmother's fucking actions.
Yeah,
Right.
Unless they're standing in the way of you
Yeah.
and the will, that's a different thing.
This is going to be that baby from the gender announcement 80 years from now. He's going to be against bombs and shit.
Oh my God! Yeah, he's going to get invited to a gender announcement party and be like, I can't go.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. Speaking of the doctors, the other doctor, Dr. Fauci, says we need to lock down on the import of new cases from other countries and local communities that are still having problems. And basically that means that you need to contain the spread where it's worse. So, like, you don't want people traveling in from places where the infection rates are really bad from other countries. You don't want people traveling state to state from a place with a high infection rate to a place with a low infection rate. That's how you stop the spread. And then he added that you can come out of lockdown protocols after your area's infection rate stops growing, but that coronavirus is almost definitely going to be seasonal like the flu. So now we'll have like flu and SARS, at least for a few seasons. And so that means that the long-term vaccine becomes even more important. And yeah, so
there will be a coronavirus vaccine, just like the flu vaccine that people will have to take whenever, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Right.
What do you guys know about Hanta? Yeah. I haven't heard about Hanta since like 2008, and now Hanta's trending on Twitter.
Hanta virus?
The Hanta virus, yeah.
Don't know much about it.
No, I saw that. There was one case of it. That's supposed to be like way, way, way less deadly.
It's bad. It hides in rat feces, which is why.
Yeah, but it's not nearly as bad. No, it's like it's not.
Don't eat rat feces. Yeah. That's a PSA. Okay.
If it's the thing I'm thinking of, there's one case of it, and they're like, "Don't worry, it's not that bad."
It's like the plague is still around, right? And that, but it's like kills one person a year.
The bubonic plague.
Oh, that's right. Somebody died.
Forever, yeah.
So, anyways, back to the vaccine. Good news about the vaccine. The National Institute for Infectious Disease in Rome. The researchers there say that COVID-19 virus is not very fast to mutate, so the likelihood that a vaccine will be effective for a long-term amount of time is very good. Flu mutates very fast, which is why there's an annual flu shot. But hopefully the COVID-19 or the SARS vaccine,
like one shot every 2 years.
Yeah, a few years, every few years, or until the next SARS outbreak, whatever that is. I mean, I don't know exactly how it works, but they're saying that it should work for a few years because this thing mutates pretty slow.
That's good.
So. Get the MMRC.
Yeah,
sure.
Is that what? Awesome. I don't know what that is. Is that
it's like the measles,
something?
mumps, rubella vaccine they used to give you?
Right, and then they'll add like SARS on that now.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know. So I watched Pandemic again the other day, the Netflix show, and they did a whole thing on.
Wait, you rewatched it? It just came out. It just came out like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I rewatched it. I got a lot of time on it.
That's fearing himself up.
Yeah, no wonder why you're getting out of the house.
It's good for me.
Okay.
They did a whole thing on anti-vaxxers, and obviously, like, anti-vaxxers is a hot button issue, but like now is the time, guys, to drop the anti-vaxxer movement. Like,
how do you feel about anti-vaxxers, Pat?
Well,
they're fucking irresponsible assholes that are taking everyone else's lives in their hands. And I want to say something to those fucking anti-vaxxers right now. Why are you in your house? Why are you fucking quarantined? Do you want to know why? For the good of the elderly, you dickheads. It's like that every fucking day for you anti-vaxxers. Like, you're in quarantine right now. We're all in quarantine because we don't want to kill old people. You should be in quarantine every goddamn day with your fucking hippie children because they're going to kill people, man. It's fucking parody. Look at it, you idiot anti-vaxxers. I'm sorry.
We just lost three crazy people that listen to
Although,
in their dirt children.
Hold on, I might be able to win them back right here.
Yeah, right.
In their defense, they are probably pretty like they're gonna have pretty good antibodies. Like they're probably more likely to have less trouble with this.
Right,
new
they
thing.
themselves, those selfish
they
bastards
themselves,
are fine.
yeah,
like the selfish nut jobs.
All right, are we doing China getting sued or no? We're moving on.
Well, no. Side note: China's getting sued by every single level of government in America. I'm sure we'll cover that eventually. I mean, they're doing it. They're doing it from city across the whole city all the way to national. So,
jeez.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Some terrible news out of the chain restaurant world yesterday, as some of America's most recognizable and shittiest restaurant brands are feeling the corona squeeze.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Be careful. Be careful what you say next.
Well, you know me.
Shittiest restaurants. Yeah.
I love restaurants. I eat out every meal.
I remember the Olive Garden beatdown. That was something else. The Olive Garden travesty of 2020.
What a fantastic restaurant you're going to say you hate now.
That's what I'm saying. I'm a little nervous.
Taste buds have evolved, guys. I'm sorry that yours are left at the starting line. But first up is the establishment where many Americans wore their first tie. That's right. I'm talking about Men's Health Magazine's 2010's Worst Family Restaurant in America, the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
How does that get worst family restaurant in America?
Hey, Men's Health said
Cheesecake
it, not me, man.
Factory's incredible.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's great when you are really hungry because everything is like 1,500 calories minimum.
Oh, more,
Yes,
yeah.
they've been criticized for their caloric intake in the past, but they've also informed their landlords, the landlords who actually own the buildings that all the Cheesecake Factories are in, that they will not be able to make rent payments for any of their 294 storefronts on April 1st because of loss of income due to coronavirus.
How do you
That's not good.
have... I mean, you're the fucking Cheesecake Factory.
No, I know it's 1 month in.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Glennie told Dave to bet on?
Yes,
Yeah,
I believe so.
We will get into that, guys. So this news came in the form of a letter on March 18th from CEO David Overton, where David said, quote, "Due to these extraordinary events, I'm asking for your patience and, frankly, your help." And, Wes, to your point, yes, this is fucking bad. Cheesecake Factory couldn't even make it a month before launching on their rent.
Who knew the Cheesecake Factory was living month to month?
Every time
I
I
know.
walk past that shit, it's packed on the weekends. Packed.
Yeah, where's all
Wes,
the money going?
I don't fucking know, guys, but it also I have a theory that this could be a strategic move because
Those
Cheesecake
damn heavy plates, those expensive plates.
they kind of have their landlords by the balls a little bit. I mean, it's not like there's a lot of businesses that could take over a Cheesecake Factory. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah,
The
no.
ceilings are so high.
Or like a Carrabba's could easily move in. Or
No,
something.
they're doing
because
even
Carrabba's
worse. Will,
Yeah,
they're
Carrabba's
doing
has
even
very
worse.
specific landscaping. A Cheesecake Factory. It looks like a Vegas buffet. If
Yeah,
you look
Please,
up
Glennie, if you're listening, someone tell Glennie, tweet them, don't mention Carrabba's today because they got removed from Austin completely.
Sit down,
They're doing worse.
chains. Sit down chains in
stop
general.
Stop recommending sit-down restaurants.
Not
Well,
time.
guys,
Yeah, yeah.
Starbucks.
On that note, to our boy Glennie Balls, who, by the way, I got to check in with him, but last time we caught up with him, he told me that he was going to his first wedding ever as a 22 or 23-year-old man, which I think is probably canceled now because of Corona, so tough blow for Glennie. But this also spelled bad news for El Presidente and his new Davey Day Trader persona, as he's been taking stock tips from Glennie Balls, from whom, from what I can tell, he's just suggesting stocks of places that he likes to eat. So he suggested Cheesecake Factory, who slipped from $20.38 a share at the opening bell yesterday to $18.94 a share.
To be
at closing
fair,
bell.
to be fair, like that is usually like a good strategy. Like, hey, if you like it, other people probably like it too. But but you know,
You don't know how it's being run
sit-down
behind the
restaurant
scenes.
at the time now. You might want to wait a couple weeks before they start.
It dropped like 8% in one day.
No, like 2 or 3%. But
No.
Dave,
You said $20 and change to 18 and change. That's like
Yeah.
almost 10%.
Oh, I guess down to 10.
Yeah.
But I'm a fucking
A
Dave,
lot,
I guess had some
significant
serious
amount.
cash in there, so lost like $100K. Anyway, that's bad. Let's kick it over to America's most popular chain, McDonald's. So, in a substantial blow to stoners and alcoholics everywhere, McDonald's announced yesterday it is pulling its all-day breakfast menu. With unemployment expected to skyrocket, this is a bold move and will surely create agitation amongst unemployed customers who are trying to get their 1 p.m. breakfast. So I don't understand the move.
Well, I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on here. I was ordering food last night, and I was like, you know what? Am I going to order McDonald's? No, I'm going to order something local to support people. So hopefully people are supporting local, and Big McDonald's is having to make some adjustments here.
Well, see, I it's great that you're doing that, and we encourage all of our listeners to do the same. But the majority of Americans don't even have that opportunity because it's McDonald's or whatever chain restaurants are in front of you.
That's true.
I was at a
A lot
McDonald's.
of towns have McDonald's or nothing.
Yeah, I was at a
True.
McDonald's today because I was in another
We
city.
know you were, Wes.
And I was in the line, and the line was so long that I had to back out of it, make the car behind me back up a little bit so I could leave because and then I went to Whataburger because the line was so fucking long.
How
And then
mad
I
were you?
went to Whataburger.
Wes is,
How many places did you go today?
It wasn't a sign for you to
It
not
was
do
all
that?
drive-through shit.
I've known Wes a long time. McDonald's is his like safe place. Like McDonald's grounds
is.
Wes. He likes to go
Been
there
a while. It'd been a while. I was very disappointed.
How pissed were you
I was pretty
sometimes.
disappointed. It's a whole story. I circled back around the highway because I was going to try it again. Then I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to give up. And
You
I
almost circled back around the highway?
I almost circled back, and then I went to Whataburger. I was going to go to Jack in the Box, and I was
had
like, no,
immediate
not Jack in the Box.
You had immediate buyer's dissonance?
Yeah. I was
Nice
like,
use of distance.
if I drive
Mark.
for 5 minutes, the line will go down a little bit. And I was like, fuck. I just went to
All right,
Whataburger.
guys. Anyway, McDonald's said the motivation was to simplify operations and reduce costs during this time of uncertainty. I do want to point out that when McDonald's introduced all-day breakfast in, I think it was 2015, it dramatically turned around their business. They were in a bad place at that time, and it was a huge marketing thing that really brought the people into McDonald's. I personally hate their fucking breakfast. and I don't
Well, a
understand why-
sausage egg
blasphemy.
McMuffin.
Biscuit.
Sausage egg McMuffin.
Why the fuck,
With,
if you
with
have-
cheese.
Or the McMuffin, yeah. Any
Yeah,
of the
smart.
breakfast sandwiches are just
Ooh,
classics.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
smart.
top.
All-time
breakfast hours
classics.
are like a
Hash
prison to me.
browns. Hash
Yeah.
browns.
I
Have you
will.
had their hash browns?
I will admit, Pat, I've only ordered a breakfast sandwich after breakfast hours one time.
Well,
What?
okay, this is my point. If you have the
I don't understand
option
what
to
you guys
order
are doing.
lunch, why
Yeah.
the fuck are you ordering breakfast?
Because sometimes you
Because-
feel like eating breakfast.
Because sausage egg
rather
McMuffin with
be eating
cheese
lunch.
is delicious.
Not
with you,
yeah,
Pat.
exactly. That too.
You don't ever have breakfast for dinner at home?
As
Yeah,
I said,
like
taste
once,
buds at the
twice a
starting
year,
line.
maybe. Yeah.
Finally,
Well.
guys, the part of the story that affects me most personally, Waffle House has temporarily closed over 420 of its locations. This is the same restaurant that I was once drunkenly blocked from entering by the police because it had gotten so busy at that one Waffle House that the manager called 911, which I thought was the most boss move ever for when you get an intense rush. Call the police.
Wow,
All you
sometimes
waiters
at
out
the,
there
at the
know what I'm
Waffle
talking
House.
about.
Yeah,
At a Waffle House,
I
it's
mean,
good. Just
Pat-
call them randomly at Waffle House.
Yeah,
They're going to show up and find
exactly.
something.
I think exactly. It's on like a 2-hour loop. I mean, it was
Yeah.
either then or 10 minutes later when they really needed to call it for an incident inside the Waffle House. Like,
Yeah.
That's true.
Get them there before you need them, you know?
Yep.
That's why cops eat free at Waffle House. Guys, this is extremely concerning, especially because since 2004, and I did not know this, FEMA has been using something called the Waffle House Index during natural disasters to measure how good or bad things are in a certain area based upon whether the Waffle Houses in that area are open or closed. So
Oh, wow.
it's actually been an interesting data marker for them to understand, like, oh, shit, how bad is this hurricane affecting?
It makes sense,
Right, this part of
especially in
Louisiana.
hurricane country.
So this will freak you guys out. Not only should the analogy freak you out, but also Waffle House tweeted yesterday hashtag Waffle House Index Red, which is the worst index.
Oh no.
Generally, that's not
That's
a
just
good
our
color.
economy, guys. They've seen
well,
drops of
it's-
70% in terms of customers.
That's scary, man.
It'll be a few weeks of that.
Yeah. All right, let's do an international checkup on this bastard. At the time of this recording, 468,000, almost 469,000 cases, 21,200 deaths. Let's see, 114,218 recovered. The number of active cases that are critical or serious are only 4% now. You might remember last week it was 5, so that's great news. So of the 333,000 active cases, only 14,700 are serious. So the mortality rate seems like it's going to drop. So a little bit of hope there. Doesn't matter. I mean,
That's
it's
great.
Yeah, it's great. It's hopeful, but doesn't. People are still dying, which is terrible. Italy now has almost as many cases as the whole country of China. China has 1.3 billion people. Italy has 60 million.
I thought Italy passed them.
No, not
in,
in cases.
in deaths,
In
they
deaths,
not in
Yeah.
total cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
They're proud
Italy.
country.
Italy's over twice as many deaths as China. They're by far and away the most deaths. They're over 7,500.
Has anyone looked into the effects of? I don't want to be a buzzkill because I love
You're gonna say
smoking.
carbs?
cigarettes.
Oh.
Oh right. Yeah. Well,
Italians, every Italian smokes
Yeah,
cigarettes.
but so do Chinese people love cigarettes too.
Well, guys,
No, they
here's what we know
do, but
about
not as
cigarettes.
much as Italians.
They compromise your
Everyone
immune
loves
system.
cigarettes,
So no matter what, they're going to make you more susceptible to any potential virus or infection.
I'm thinking the Italians and the cigarettes.
it could have something to do with it. I mean, I don't know what the stats are, but they have a huge percentage of smokers. in that
Also, guys,
country.
though, Italy is a country that greets. It's common for when you greet someone to kiss
Kiss.
them on the cheek.
A lot.
That's
of
true. Lots of touching. Yeah, yeah.
And I heard like old
China-
people live in the families and within the families and
Yeah.
Good point. Cigarettes and kissing.
yeah.
So, which is like, that's like what my biography of my middle school.
Which
years
is also why Italy's awesome though too, right? So I mean, like,
Yeah,
you
That
guys-
was the title
with
of
the
my
bad.
memoirs.
Yeah, cigarettes and kissing. Middle school years.
And among those over 7,500 deaths, and this is hopefully the saddest thing you'll hear all day, is including a 34-year-old nurse who killed herself because she was diagnosed with corona and had feared she may have been spreading it before her diagnosis and didn't want to spread it any further. So this poor woman, already under stress, high stress from selflessly helping others, working God only knows how many hours around the clock, stressed out of her mind, surrounded by death, thinking she had contributed to it, just could not take it. And this is why we need to stay on lockdown. Look, I went to the grocery store today. I wanted some fucking strawberries. This old woman was taking forever picking the strawberries, but I held back a good 20 feet because nobody wants to feel like they contributed to the death of another person. And this poor woman, Daniela Trezzi.
You went to the grocery store, McDonald's, Whataburger. Where else? I know you're leaving.
Those are all drive-thrus.
Okay, where else?
I had to go for food.
Did you roll your window down?
For only when I.
You know what Wes is? Wes is like a pollinator. He's like a bee. For coronavirus, he probably has it, just doesn't have any symptoms.
I don't have it.
Just
Wes is like
just
immune, but he's
pollinating
carrying it.
everybody.
I don't
Just
have it.
drive through to drive through.
You should have had someone else read the suicide story because that is probably the saddest thing.
Wes
Yeah.
took a bite
Yeah,
of his
it's
Whataburger
extremely
and then
sad, yeah.
returned it for a new one because it wasn't cooked to perfection.
Yeah.
We- it was cooked
we
to
tried to
perfection.
pivot to comedy there out of probably just uncomfortableness because that's an incredibly sad story.
Yeah,
that's
I was
terrible.
Yes,
terrible.
Yes, it is, and I'm going to continue it. Unfortunately, so this poor woman, Daniela Trezzi, felt like she had killed others. It was too much. Apparently, a similar incident happened in Venice last week, and according to officials, over 5,700 healthcare workers have basically. In Italy alone, have voluntarily given themselves this potentially deadly disease to help others. So not enough can be said about those people in Italy and here in the U.S. and around the world who are risking their lives, as many do every day, to help others. It's just unreal, and we thank you for doing that.
Yeah, it's basically so contagious that if you're going to be around a ton of people who are sick, you can't help but get sick.
You're
right,
voluntarily
essentially.
getting the disease.
Yeah.
It can't be
The
said
virus.
enough, and not enough people think about it. But
Yeah.
these frontline workers, these hospital workers, these first responders, the grocery store workers and clerks and stocking the grocery stores, and all
Yeah.
these people that work at
taking
these-
risks. Yeah,
taking
Big time.
huge risks. People, you know how many people are at these fucking grocery stores?
Big
At the
time.
Oh, right,
time
and
still.
they're making $10 to $15 an hour, and
Not a lot.
It's not enough.
Yeah. And now in India, the world's largest total shutdown shelter in place is happening. All residents, all 1.3 billion of them, have been told to stay the fuck inside for the next 21 days. And officials, officials likely listened to our show a few weeks ago when we warned very clearly if this thing hits India, it's going to get real bad. So they heeded our advice finally, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi locked it all down to avoid what experts like ourselves have predicted could be a far, far worse situation than Italy or China. Currently, they don't even have 1,000 cases there, which is fucking miracle.
yeah,
And
it's
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 crazy.
also hot there, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big country, so there's different climates and stuff.
Wes,
but
how
I think,
I don't like. It's not how far spread do you think it is? Because that's a long lockdown for only 630 cases out of like over.
well, they're
how
seeing
many
what's
billion
happening.
people.
They're seeing what's happening in Italy. They're like, hey, we've gotten lucky so far. We know we have these big bustling cities. You've seen them on fucking travel. I mean, India, 1.3 billion people is a lot of fucking people.
It's like a ton of city. It's like a ton of New Yorks. Like with
Exactly.
The amount of
Yeah,
foot
New Delhi,
traffic
I mean, all
and they're
those-
always like a lot of the vehicles don't have windows or their bicycles. So like they're
Right.
out. They're out.
I mean,
and about.
yeah.
They're all-
Exactly.
they have
Open
cultural
markets.
practices based upon proximity that are very different and lead to the spread of virus. Like for example, like if you go buy a bottle of water in certain cities of India, it's a resealed bottle of water that they'll sell it to a tourist.
Well, that's a
100
lot.
times.
A lot of developing nations are like that, where
Yeah.
they
Well,
reuse the bottle.
No
the
more
bottles and all
tier,
that.
which sucks. No more
Yeah.
tier.
And the thing about India is
Game,
when they
right, Will?
no more tier, yeah.
Tier? Oh, is that? Oh, that's true.
That's the
No
gambling.
more. No more tier.
No more tier.
Oh, my.
Tier's done for a while,
I
guys.
thought tier would be something that would make it through, and that
No.
potentially they could televise and get us all through this. But no.
Well, I'm sure in like the villages and stuff, it's not as strict. But when India does a fucking lockdown, it's a lockdown, and police are stopping people, harassing them, and their economic fallout could
Wait
be.
Wait a minute. Secret tier game. What a thrill. An illegal secret tier game? Holy shit.
Yeah, but it's so
dogfight.
loud. You wouldn't be able to do it. It's too much of a scene. You can't. Yeah, you couldn't. It would be like that would be like trying to have like a medieval jousting tournament with no noise. Like you couldn't. It's just not possible.
You can't hold back the excitement. But guys, the economic fallout in India could be monumental. Speaking to the New York Times, Jayati Ghosh, an economist, and professor, economist,
correct.
Yeah, and professor at the some university in New Delhi said, quote, the kind of devastation is going to be faced by the bottom 50% of the workers in the informal sector is unimaginable. And it's estimated that over 20% of the over 7 million restaurant employees there will permanently lose their jobs. And this just from the lockdown that started yesterday. So pray for India that this thing doesn't spread there because they are in it's big trouble.
What does this mean for telephone customer service for Americans?
Not good, Pat. Not good.
Well, a lot of them probably can do remote terminals through their laptops. But it's going to be a good test to see if the virus survives in a hot environment.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's why they're getting lucky.
Hopefully it doesn't, right?
Oh,
yeah.
God damn. But hey, some great news, great international news brought to us by our correspondent over in the UK, Andrew Parker. So in the Boris Johnson, asked people to volunteer for the NHS, which is the National Health Service over there, to get through this crisis. He asked for 250,000 volunteers, and in one fucking day, they got over 400,000 volunteers to sign up to help people in need. So they far exceeded just the most number of volunteers in one day, probably by any fucking country anywhere.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So now the NHS officials will be able to match volunteers with people that need their help that live near them. So you call and say, hey, I've got corona, need some help. They call a volunteer that's signed up that's close to them. They go help them. So awesome news. Great job, lads and lasses. Boris is proud of you, and so are we. And let's just check in on the U.S. Almost 70,000 cases. Over 1,000 deaths now, unfortunately. So the U.S. is actually going up in cases more than any country by almost double.
New York's not doing great.
Yeah.
Florida's not doing great.
Yeah.
New York's not doing great.
Louisiana
Hopefully it slows
now.
down soon, but yeah.
Yeah. So that's the international check-in, guys. Wish I had more good news for you, but that's it.
Thanks, Wes.
Sorry.
Do you guys like getting things for free?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, you do? Good. Me fucking too. And like with your credit card, you can get cash back for like airline miles or deals on restaurants, but to-go restaurants at this point. But what's the deal with banks, guys? If you want your bank to give you more for free, you need Wealthfront. No one wants to be average. We all strive to be exceptional. Shouldn't your bank strive to be exceptional for you?
Yeah, that's the only thing that doesn't strive to be average is my bank. So yeah.
No, it strives to be average. I know what you were trying to say there, but yes.
Oh, right.
Bank,
The opposite. Yeah.
yes.
The bank is too average.
Yeah, it wants to be average. It wants to not have breakfast all day. Wealthfront is the bank that's committed to helping you earn more. Nothing average about that. The Wealthfront cash account helps you earn more interest on your money, nearly 3 times more than the national average of 0.09%, according to the FDIC. Love that. It's easy to use and fast to get started. It only takes $1 and a few minutes to open an account. And you can even do it right from your phone, which is sweet while you're in quarantine. No paperwork required. There are no fees, and your money is FDIC insured. That's very important to know. Along with making your money work harder for you, they're also giving away money to 4 lucky people starting today on March 26th. And every week afterwards for the next 4 weeks, they're giving away $25,000 each week for 4 weeks. That's $100,000 total in free money. That's incredible. See how you can qualify for the giveaway by visiting wealthfront.com/factor. Make money management easier and reach your financial goals faster with Wealthfront. Sign up for the Wealthfront cash account now, and you'll be automatically entered to win all wealthfront.com entry things at wealthfront.com/factor. Go to wealthfront.com/factor and start earning 19 times more interest on all your savings. That's wealthfront.com/factor. A few legal guidelines here. Wealthfront is not a bank. Cash account is offered by Wealthfront Brokerage LLC, a member of FINRA/SIPC. Wealthfront conveys funds to partner banks who accept and maintain deposits, provide the interest rate, and provide FDIC insurance. The APY is subject to change. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See official rules at wealthfront.com/factor.
I'm not gonna
go
lie.
check it
After the amount of shit you gave me yesterday, I was really hoping I was
It
sending bad vibes.
It almost came apart there.
It did. I was like, yeah, here it comes.
It almost came apart.
All right. Let's move on to this next one. Let's talk a little bit about coronavirus and the effect it's having on animals worldwide. So all over the world, as corona lockdown tightens, as we've just been talking about that, the animals in the heavily populated areas who normally hide in the shadows away from humans are able to roam the towns and cities without people walking around all day. And so in Asia, it's pretty nice.
Super Bowl, Will. Would you
What's
say
their Super Bowl?
Would you say it's their Super Bowl?
The animals?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Just say it.
maybe. I don't know. I'm taking
say
that
it.
back.
In the land-
Asia,
in the land of quarantine, the animals will be king.
Mm-hmm.
right. And I'll figure out. I'll think about. I don't know if it's Super Bowl, but we'll see. In Asia, it's deers and monkey taking over everywhere. Deer is plural. You don't need the S. And monkeys taking over everywhere. In the USA, there's reports of wild animals like turkeys coming into people's backyards looking for food or just to play with each other. So if your town is on lockdown, you have a decent view. A pair of binoculars could be a decent Amazon purchase to get you through your lockdown. Maybe if you're in a city too and you just want to spy on people or changing or whatever.
Wes is out enough. He can go see these animals.
I saw a few. I saw a few today.
Peeping Tomery?
No, don't do that. Sorry, that's probably a crime.
Probably, definitely.
Binoculars.
I've never lived in a city. Is it like a crime to just look through binoculars in a
There's
city?
no way you
city
can look
in
through
a-
binoculars from apartment to apartment. There's no way.
It's suspicious.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways, if you're in the
You're gonna
country,
wanna get a bush too. Something to hide behind.
if you're in the country,
but also kind of semi-translucent.
I guarantee you, people in the city have binoculars. They're looking across the fucking way.
I
It's
would.
got to happen.
I don't
Anyways.
know about you guys, but when I'm in a city, like if I'm in a hotel in New York City, I don't care about being nude in front of the window.
Neither do I.
Of course you don't. But I mean, like that's I'm just saying, like that.
It's about all those people,
Right? You're like a voyeur though. You like the stage.
No, not at home. Not at home.
What did you say about the maids?
Mm-hmm.
What about
Right? Yeah.
What did you like to do with the maids?
They have to knock 3 times or some shit like that.
Don't
or?
you want them to walk in when you're get as close as
trying
they
to
can
get
before,
them
before they
trying
find out
to
that
get
you're
them to
naked?
come in.
No,
I don't know.
That was on a previous episode for sure.
that's out there.
Anyways,
Looking back.
well,
One
today
of the 400. I don't know.
apparently nobody knows. Apparently today I've suggested potentially a crime, and so I take that back. I totally take back any suggestions. Never look through a pair of binoculars in your life, unless you want to look at animals that are roaming the cities more because of coronavirus. Okay, more good news for animals. Cat and dog adoption rates are through the roof in the Bay Area of California because people want a fuzzy partner to make it through the lockdown with. And according to Nat Geo, chimps and bees approve of our method to deal with the coronavirus of social distancing because chimps and bees apparently social distance to the point of potentially killing the sick.
Mm-hmm.
So that's they like that too. In other animal news, here's a quote from a zoo owner in Somerset, UK, who reached out to his community similar to Boris Johnson. The UK is just kicking coronavirus's ass. They reached out for food donations, and they said that after the buying panic took most of the available food for the animals, here's what the zoo owner had to say about the response. He said, "We've had over 4,000 burger buns, loads of different veg and fruits, as well as ciabatta, panini, and taco shells. The raccoons are trying out Mexican food, tacos and nachos for the first time, and they love hot cross buns. The lemurs like pomegranates and blueberries. We're getting some very strange colored droppings." And then they use a U in colored, so.
That was well researched because that was good. Well, because they do say taco. That's how they say it.
Taco, right?
Yeah.
Don't they? Hard A?
You got it. You nailed it. I feel
tell
like
you-
it was in England.
I'll tell you what, the white-tailed deer are in big trouble when this lockdown is over because there's going to be a bloodbath out there.
Just roaming around, right in hunters' faces.
There's going to be a bunch of hunters that really are ramped up.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
Can you tell Wes recently got a gun?
I didn't get a gun.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
wait.
yeah. We'll get into
Spoiler
that.
alert.
We'll get into that. Anyways, the animals basically, they're having a good time. Whether you're at a zoo animal and you're eating leftovers from restaurants and shit that it's not selling, or getting it donated to you, or you're outside animal and you can roam around cities that you used to not be able to roam around, they're having a good time.
Well, you guys know me. I don't like to brag, but if everyone went out and adopted 5 cats like I did, you could do it with dogs too. There wouldn't be an animal problem. Always get them spayed and neutered, which I do. Responsible cat owner. I just feel like I'm doing my part, so I don't know.
You guys should adopt all the deer, and have them.
Yeah.
Then there wouldn't be a deer problem.
Fostered them,
cats.
adopted them. No big deal, guys.
All right, guys. You may have heard of MeUndies before because they're pretty much on every podcast. But besides that, MeUndies makes the world's most soft and sustainable underwear. They literally design their underwear for comfort and self-expression, which is not something that I can say for a lot of the other competitors out there. So whether you opt for solid black like me or a unicorn print, you'll do it as comfortably as a cuddly kitten. Yeah. Anyway, guys, seriously, get these fucking underwear. They're just really good underwear. They're really fantastic. They're going to make you look good. They're going to make your dong look strong.
They do, and they feel.
Having a strong dong might lead to a nickname like Strong Dong Don, if your name's Don, or Strong Dong Mark. Don rolls off the tongue a little bit more, but get these underwear. It's time to end your toxic relationship with your tattered old undies. Tell me about it. MeUndies offers endless options for those who are looking to up their underwear game. And you know who that is? People who care about themselves. And you want to care about yourself, don't you? Because if you care about yourself, others will care about you too. So if you want to meet a lady, you want to change things up in your existing relationship, get these MeUndies.
If you treat your undercarriage nicer, people would treat you nicer.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, no, there's actually a couple scientific studies at I think it's 2 of the Ivy Leagues did a study, and it was when a woman, when you take your pants off in front of a woman, there's a 50-50 chance for oral sex, and she's literally like making decisions as the pants are coming off, and it could go either way.
Wow.
MeUndies,
you're gonna have a higher than 50% chance start if the MeUndies
slides it up.
That's
exactly.
at least 75% chance.
You're immediately squashing the curve, or whatever they say these days, against not getting a blowjob. Anyway, guys, you can get a monthly membership, build-a-pack membership, whatever you want. Get these fuckers. They are made with soft, sustainable fabric, available in sizes small to 4XL, which is a huge bottom. Not that you should be ashamed of that, but these guys are really thinking of everyone. They're very inclusive. From black to unicorn, MeUndies are made for self-expression. Real quick, MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. Any first-time purchasers, you can get 15% off and free shipping. What? That's a no-brainer, especially because they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Name a place where you can send your underwear back. Other than MeUndies, you can't, and you won't want to or need to because they're that fucking good.
Yeah, you'll never send these back.
Yeah, get your 15% off and free shipping if you go to MeUndies. That's MEUNDIES.com/factor. MeUndies.com/factor.
Also, if you try an underwear and then send them back, shame on you. I mean,
yeah, things have gone too long.
I mean, honestly, I keep meaning to put an order in it. I'm gonna do it tonight for sure.
Did they not send you any?
No, they sent me 2 and a pair of socks, and that's why I'm gonna buy more. But I'm gonna use that fucking code because I need them every day. All right, guys, listen, everyone out there, stop it with the fucking toilet paper. It's enough. You hear me? It's enough. And if you are listening and are a manager or work at a store that sells toilet paper, stop letting these fucking psychos buy more than 1 package of toilet paper at a time. It's part of the problem, a big part. According to research firm Nielsen, which keeps track of records and TV ratings and things, toilet paper sales for the week ending March 13th were 213% higher than the same week last year. I kind of thought it'd be higher, but
I thought it'd be way higher than that.
Yeah, they can't produce it fast enough. Otherwise, it would be.
Right. So stores get restocked because, again, the supply chain is strong. Because, again, the stuff is made right here in the good old U.S. of A. But people don't seem to notice. It's like a natural reaction now. You see a toilet paper, paper towels, you buy them for fear you'll run out. I used to do the same thing with Miller Lite, so I get it, but just as crazy.
But that makes so much more sense to me than toilet paper.
Yeah, it does.
On that note, Wes, feel good. Miller Lite is donating a ton of cash to sustain bartenders during this thing.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Good for them.
Nice.
Good for them. And now to make matters worse, especially in California where a massive shelter-in-place is happening, people are using other things to wipe their asses, and water management officials are losing their fucking minds, and they're saying that the treatment plants are getting clogged up with too many wet wipes and even torn-up T-shirts.
Wait a
minute. Yeah.
Wait a minute. People are cutting up their T-shirts and wiping their butts with them.
That's exactly what's happening.
I mean,
like white T-shirts turning brown.
Yeah, red
you'd
turning
think-
brown, blue turning brown. They're all turning brown.
You'd think they'd know to toss that in the garbage.
Yeah.
Well, yes, that's what they're fucking supposed to do. I mean, Jesus Christ.
T-shirts don't flush.
You aren't
Yeah,
even.
no.
You aren't even. You know better than that, people.
You know how
better
heavy
than
a T-shirt
You
gets
do
when
know
you
better
drip.
than that.
Yeah.
You know how heavy a T-shirt gets when it's filled with water? It's
Wait a
like
minute.
10 pounds.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. You know better than that.
You guys, you know better than that. You're not even supposed to flush paper towels, but you think T-shirts are okay?
Yeah.
Officials in places like Redding, California, are now having to plead with residents to not flush their shit shirts down the toilet and to instead put them in a bag and dispose of them like a normal person when you
don't
wipe your
fucking
ass.
wipe your ass with a shirt. No, they fucked up there. Wes, they fucked up there. The directive should have been don't wipe your ass with a shirt. Not
what else are you
do with a
supposed to
shirt
wipe
once
it
you
with?
wipe your ass with it.
How
When
clean?
you run out of paper
How
Yeah.
clean can
Take
you get
a
it?
fucking shower. Take a
Yeah,
shower.
that's
you
what I'm
weirdo.
talking about.
with
Wash
your
it.
hands and you
Wash
just
it.
like
spread
rub
your
your
asshole.
hands.
Just
You
spread your
can-
asshole.
Guess what? There's a lot of shit that comes off your body when you get in the fucking shower.
Just
That's-
spread your asshole and angle it. Or
Shit.
what if you have a detachable fucking shower head? Shove
You gotta
it
have
in.
up
something
there.
to
You might-
clear
That's
out the
perfect.
mess. That's terrible.
How does a T-shirt get 100% of poo?
I'd
off?
rather a
That's not gonna
T-shirt
work.
than a shower. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
you
if you're
kidding
in
me?
the woods, then you leave the T-shirt in the woods. Maybe
Toss the T-shirt in the trash. Take the trash out to the trash can.
Toss
Exactly.
it in the trash. You'll be throwing the trash out every fucking day, man. Are they
Yeah.
just gonna
Yeah, yeah. You toss the
What
trash
else you
out
gotta do?
immediately. You don't
Look at
leave
him-
the
look
shit
at
in
him
your
out there.
house.
Look at Will out there throwing his shitty T-shirt out again.
Yeah, no problem. At least it's in the
Oh,
trash
man,
outside the house.
Get
Who-
some
I
fresh
bet
air.
You don't you're one of those guys that doesn't pee in the shower, I bet, right?
No, I'll take a piss in the shower. No problem.
Yeah, but you won't touch your shit.
I don't want my shit sitting. No, I don't know. Why would I want to crush
Have you
my
ever gotten shit
shit
on
with
your
my
hand before?
hand
You
out
ever
of
gotten
my
shit on your hand
butt?
before?
That's terrible.
Have you-
Of course.
Everyone's
Of course,
gotten
but
shit
I
on
try
their
to avoid it at all costs.
Did it ruin your life? Did it ruin your hand? Did it ruin your hand?
This is a
No,
this is-
your hand
this
was
is
fine right after you fucking washed it, bro.
Yeah,
unsanitary.
it does linger a little bit. Anyway, guys, hey, guess what?
I'm with you, Pat.
Matt, listen, another thing you don't want to do, going to the showers, keep flushing these fucking T-shirts down the toilet, and it could have a massive clog in the system and could send other people's shit spewing out of your shower or sink. I mean, Matt, you're just trying to escape to a nice hot shower or even wash the shit off, and as a responsible person like Pat maybe would do, and all of a sudden the fat guy from like 5B shit comes pouring down all over you. You don't want that. Also, for all you
Are
people,
these people asking the plumber, what do you think it was? They're like,
Yeah.
the,
You're part of the
the
problem.
T-shirt. It was
Yeah.
the
Or you're
T-shirt.
part of the solution.
you got a whole
And-
T-shirt in
and
here, lady.
This is tough because look, West Coast style, of an important part of West Coast style is a clean, fresh white tee. And I
Right.
understand the temptation. I get it. You got a
maybe-
whole you got a whole drawer of them.
I got it. They're tank tops, and these people think since it's not a full T-shirt, they can
No.
flush it down the toilet.
I
I
hope
mean,
they're not that dumb.
the thinking you can flush a T-shirt down a toilet, that's just lunacy.
If I
That's
take
just
a shit at the wrong angle, my toilet clogs. Like
I bet you could flush MeUndies down the toilet because they're made of such awesome
probably
material.
could.
well,
but
you know what?
not a
only
T-shirt.
MeUndies though.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
I don't know. Also, for all you white people out there with your squeaky clean assholes, apparently
Ooh.
there are no real flushable wipes.
You said white people, right?
wipe
Okay, cool.
people.
Oh, I thought you said white people.
No, that'd be hilarious.
I
stuff.
thought you were making a
all,
racist
all you white
statement
people with your
about
squeaky
assholes.
clean butts. No.
You know white people.
You over wiping white people.
So there's no real flushable wipes. Just because they may flush and say flushable doesn't mean they aren't getting stuck a few 100 feet down the pipe. You got to throw those away too. Lauren Fanroy.
Well, hold on. We got to linger on this for a second because this is. I don't use the flushable wipes.
a
but
myth.
This is news.
It
does
says you
say
can
no
flush 'em?
Wipe.
No, it's a myth.
Just because coronavirus hits, everyone forgets like logic in every sign they've ever read in every public bathroom.
No, but in all seriousness, every stripper uses a flushable wipe instead of toilet paper. That's like it's like industry standard.
You're talking about home strippers that come to your house.
Those are the only ones I know, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but you really aren't supposed to flush flushable wipes?
No, they are. I mean,
doesn't
think
make any
about
sense.
a
Why they call
paper
them
towel.
flushable?
Because I guess they go down, they flush, but then they don't tell you what's happening on the fucking
When
other end.
everyone's doing it, it's not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Why
I mean,
would they put flushable on the packaging?
because I don't know why. Pat.
Are you sure they
It's a
do?
big
Pat?
problem.
100%.
Yeah, they do.
Flushable wipes.
It does say
That's a
flushable.
big
Absolutely,
problem.
it does. Yeah, I mean,
Do the plumbers know about this?
flushable wipes. The wipes are awesome. When my son was young enough where I had to actually use them, I would use them, and they're fantastic. But you
You're
can't
part
flush
of the
them.
problem.
Well, yeah, I was part of the problem. Big
Will,
part.
Would you use a flushable wipe in the shower, or is that too close to your fingers?
Oh,
to
I
your
would
asshole?
absolutely use a flushable wipe. Now,
Yeah.
if there's, I'm just one layer is all I'm talking. Just one
So,
layer
Will,
of
when
removal
you
is all
clean
I'm
your,
looking
your
for.
bottom, are you using a loofah or a washcloth or
When I clean out my actual anus,
You put the bar
you
up
could
there.
Put it that way. if you
that
wanted.
doesn't have poop sitting in it, yeah,
moms are listening, so
a
I can
hand
pause, but yeah.
a hand is okay in that
It's
situation.
It's already been wiped.
Wait.
You're pretty sure-
it's-
you're pretty
You're not going to use
relatively
a.
clean. It's not like
You're all over the place. All right. Anyway,
You're living in a dream world, Will.
yeah, you're all over the place. Lauren Fanroy, a spokesperson for Charmin, said everyone needs to chill the fuck out, saying, quote, "We're working around the clock to make sure we can keep delivering products to retailers as fast as possible. So enough with the toilet paper. Just you'll be fine. Don't wait for the toilet paper."
or you'll be Pat in the shower pulling full turds out of your
Pat's
butt.
like, oh yeah, I gotta take a wet shit, and you know what that means? No wiping, just jump straight in the shower.
Yeah.
Guys, it's not by fucking choice, okay? It's not
I
my
know.
everyday routine.
Pat, if that's what it comes down to, because everyone's out of toilet paper,
I'm-
it's not the end of the world. You do
give me a
need
hard
soap,
time.
though. You do.
I'm doing the bigger thing for humanity. You give me a
It's-
hard time because I'm doing the bigger thing for
What?
humanity.
It's-
Cool.
Well, all I'm saying is use a shirt that take it to the trash.
You could
Oh,
do that
shit.
too, Will.
Yeah, that's
How
not
many
very,
shirts do you
that's
have?
not very cost effective, Will.
I got some rags. I don't have to be
Well,
a
I
shirt. It
swear
could
to
be a
God,
rag.
If you do that, a divorce is looming for any
No,
man that
no,
does
no.
that.
Trust me, the rags I can get
You're
rid
like
of.
in the closet
Get
trying
rid
to
of the
like
house fast
determine which is a shit shirt.
You donate them. All right, guys. The Mets can't stop losing.
You're gonna be wearing a washed shit shirt the next week. I fucking
No,
guarantee
no,
you.
no, no,
It's
no,
gonna
no,
get
no.
mixed up.
You think
It's going to the trash.
gross.
Straight to the trash is what I'm saying. That's the
You
whole
cut
premise.
it up anyway, guys.
Yeah, it's true.
What?
You don't use the
I
whole
don't
fucking
underst-
shirt.
I don't understand.
Right.
the
It would be
shirt
too big. You got to cut it to pieces.
Yeah, you cut it into little
thing. You
squares.
cut it into shit strips.
Little
Yeah.
squares.
No, you have your mom do that. You don't do
like bacon-sized pieces of shirt.
Not
Like,
bacon
do you remember-
size,
do you
hand
remember-
size to wipe your butt.
Do you
Yeah.
remember in middle school when the homies they would do the fringed shirt for basketball games? That
Uh-huh.
was like-
Yeah, exactly
Yeah,
like
like-
that.
yes,
oh
yeah.
no, I cut my
No,
shit
not-
shirt
no,
too
you
thin.
wouldn't- you wouldn't
my
be-
fingers are touching my butt.
You don't want strings. You don't want strands of shirt. You want like
floss.
swaths. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
stick
A
the end of the
swath of
string in and
shirt.
shake it around like an ass tassel.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's
Okay.
move on.
Good one.
The Mets see they can't stop losing. You know, the baseball team from New York, the other one, Meet the Mets. Yeah, they announced on Tuesday of this week that their star pitcher, Noah Syndergaard, will undergo Tommy John surgery. Yeah, the Mets.
Just kind of kicking them while they're down, huh?
Yeah, Syndergaard's their superstar stud. Cy Young winner guy. He's only 27. He's a beast and pretty much the only good player on the Mets. The Mets announced that Syndergaard's surgery will be performed Thursday at the hospital for special surgery in West Palm Beach, Florida, and that he's expected to be sidelined for 14 to 15 months, which means bad news. He misses the 2020 season if that ever happens. Oh, also bad news. The public is furious with the Mets because I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but elective surgeries are on a hiatus for pretty
not
much
supposed to
everyone
do
in
them
the
because
country.
it's a bad time to be at the hospital.
That's correct. They need to free
Yeah.
up surgeons and medical supplies and hospital beds for people that need surgery to survive, not to play sports.
This might not technically be an elective surgery though, because it is required for his job.
We'll get to that, Pat. So knee replacements out, hip replacements out, boob jobs sadly out, and for sure Tommy fucking John surgery is out in most places, unless you are a multimillionaire playing for the worst team in baseball. I wish it was at least like a Yankee that was like this was in the news for, because this is just a waste of time with the Mets.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, people wouldn't be as mad if it was like a good team.
Right. Are they trying to do it now because they're saying, well, this is the earliest we can do it, so we'll have him back the earliest we
Absolutely,
can?
that's why they're trying to do it. Absolutely.
Well, of
Right
course
now,
they want
you're
him
the
back as soon as
GM,
possible. That's one will, but some people are claiming that if you wait for this type of injury, it could harm you long term. You need to get it done sooner rather than later. But they also didn't know that he had this fucking torn UCL for like months. They just didn't check.
Right. So he's had it. He's had it for a long time.
Yeah, pretty much, not pretty much, but like a lot of great pitchers, especially if you're the pitcher, certainly they get the Tommy John. They have to, right? But like, if you're a GM, I bet every GM of every fucking sports team in every league right now would be cramming the surgeries if they could, because now is the best time to do it.
Tommy John used to be radical. Now it's the norm, and it's pretty easy and common.
Good point, Pat.
Pat, the Mets were told the surgery met the criteria of a non-elective surgery, which in Florida, elective or non-elective is decided by the doctor, and the doctor that is performing the surgery is the Mets doctor.
He's like, I don't want to go to the coronavirus hospital. I want to do the Tommy John surgery.
He's performing it at his own facility.
Right.
We should cut down on the guy because here's another example.
Or
right?
former
Like,
Mets doctor.
The guy's fucking fine, and it's weird because it's sports because he could go do 100 other jobs without Tommy John surgery. But his job happens to be baseball pitcher. Let's say you had a fucking a mailman. Mailman's got to walk. Mail lady's got to walk, and they needed ACL surgery. Like that's not elective surgery because they need it to do their job, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear you. I would think they could wait a little while, but
people are probably more upset with the organization and not the player.
Yeah, for sure. A controversial one for sure. There's people on both sides. Is the governor of Florida, that guy that beat out the alleged meth addict barely and fucked up with the corona in the beaches, said by executive order that absolutely no elective surgeries can take place in any medical facility, including hospitals or including practitioners' private offices. Like this one's supposed to happen, and a lot of people are like, he's doing it in his private office. The executive order says doesn't matter. You can't do elective surgeries for like at least a month. They're going to get back to it. It's Executive Order 2072, but the doctors in Florida decide elective or non-elective. So let's take it to the internet to see how people feel about it. Split. Max Zhao says, is this considered elective surgery? Will he have a hospital bed? Hashtag COVID 2019. My wife needs hip replacement surgery, but is not likely to receive hospital space due rightly and properly to higher priority patients requiring urgent care. Hashtag COVID, hashtag money for the people. Hashtag something else. And then Mustache Paxton says, sorry to hear about your wife. Hope she gets the care she needs, but he likely won't have it done at a regular hospital. Rather, it will probably be in a private clinic that deals specifically with selective minor surgeries. Doesn't matter. David Rosenfeld says, my son, a sophomore pitcher for a D1 school, was supposed to have Tommy John surgery on March 17th. The day before the surgery, it was deemed as being non-essential, now scheduled for April 21st, hopefully. That month delay most likely means he will miss next season as well.
Yeah, it's because it's not his job. The NCAA clearly...
He's not Noah Syndergaard. Right. And Joe says, my mother had knee replacement surgery last Wednesday in Florida. The doctor deemed it essential. She was in the hospital for 24 hours. I have no problem with Noah getting his procedure done.
It sounds like Florida's the place to be.
It's split. Yeah, especially, I mean, Florida's going to take care of the athletes.
Point, because it seems like it's arguable, right? Like it's a gray area. So
it's very arguable.
It's based on your local government, basically.
Well, I guess what I'm saying, though, is there's a boob job that is going to happen because it's not elective surgery.
Well,
who is that?
Well, for sure, maybe like a stripper or porn star, Pat. They need it for their job.
Well, somebody's going to
going to get on Big Titties 5.
And people get infections too in old implants.
I was reading that Texas wouldn't be a state where Noah would be eligible for this from the doctor's mouths. Tommy John's is widely considered elective in Texas, and in Florida it's up to the doctor.
Just how it goes. All right, let's move it over. You can't bet on sports, unfortunately, but there is something you can bet on, and that is Predict It. So remember to go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20 to get your first $20 matched on us in the stock market of politics. And right now, it's kind of a good time to buy stock in one of the best markets there is, the presidential odds. Okay, because what's happened here is that everybody is trading at positive odds. So Trump is at 48 cents, better, like slightly better than a double up. Biden is at 43 cents.
Oh,
slightly
that's
better
arbitrage.
That's
That's arbitrage.
What do you mean?
If you have Trump at 48 and Biden at 43, that's 91 cents. There's a 9 cents.
Yes,
That's a 9
technically,
cents arbitrage.
technically you could max out if you believe that one of the two, and you would make 9 cents no matter what. But yeah, right now is a great time to trade in this market because of that, Mark. If there's an arbitrage situation available, obviously good time to put bets in on what you think.
I don't mean to interrupt your flow, but I've noticed that a lot of the markets kind of have arbitrage for the states' primaries. And that's because I think a lot of people think they're going to get canceled. So, like, Joe Biden's trading at, like, 80 cents in states that he's 100% going to win. He's trading at, like, 75 cents in states that he's most likely going to win.
Yeah.
Because they think that some of these are going to get canceled and all will settle as no. So, like, a lot of these...
Ooh. Yeah, because they're just going to...
Interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. The party could just say, hey, we already know who's the nominee.
Yep.
What's the point of risking public health?
Right.
Right, yeah. So right now, if you think that's going to happen, it's even more the reason to get in on both Biden and Trump. Or whichever one you think it's going to be. So yeah, Cuomo has shot up. He's now third, he's above Bernie, which is insane. That's crazy. But yeah, so check it out. Again, don't forget, go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. Get your first $20 matched on us in the stock market or politics. All of the presidential candidates right now are trading at positive odds. So no matter who you think is going to win, if it's Trump, Biden, or if you think there's like a long shot of somebody else, I mean, right now is the time to sort of put your bid in.
Cool.
Love it.
Yeah. All right, guys. It's not just everyday people that get coronavirus. It's much like the sexually transmitted diseases. Coronavirus is truly the great equalizer when it comes to regular folks and celebrities. So I thought with the widespread financial hardships we are all beginning to feel, it might cheer everyone up to hear a list of famous people that have the virus and their net worths.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Depends on the famous person.
Well,
and how old they are.
A lot more money than we are. Okay, let's.
Well, as long as they're not too old.
Yeah, exactly.
No super old ones, right?
Yeah, no, they're okay. Yes, let's
Wes,
be really sensitive with our list here.
We always come up with stories like to research and then write the show and stuff the day of. And Wes put in a story about Kirk Douglas dying yesterday. He died like 2 months ago. Kirk Douglas isn't on this list, is he?
It was in the headlines, and I knew he had died.
Kirk Douglas is still dead. The headline was he's still dead.
Yeah, I was like,
I am Spartacus. Anyway. All right, guys. America's dad, Tom Hanks, and his wife Rita Wilson were the first celebs to come out loud and proud with the virus. With a now famous Instagram post. And the couple have stuck to social media during recovery, with Rita Wilson doing a rap of Naughty by Nature's Hip Hop Hooray, which finally explained why her son Chet Hayes is such a terrible musician, and that's genetic limitations.
Damn.
They have a
so you think that Rita Wilson passed that to Chet?
Yes.
The Jamaican talking?
I think that the reason that her son has official music videos under 50,000 views and his mom and dad are Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson is because he has no musical ability, as demonstrated by Rita Wilson when
the
she
family's
did
okay.
So the family's tone deaf, you're saying?
Yeah, it was genetic limitations, not his fault. They have a net worth of $400 million, guys. Heir to the throne of England, Prince Charles has reportedly tested positive for coronavirus, which is a bummer because he's 71. I'm willing to bet the positive test results were met with "You've got to be fucking kidding me," especially considering Charles has been waiting to be the King of England for the last 68 years.
Right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Not only has he been waiting, but if he croaks, does that mean Prince Andrew's up next?
No, they're not going to let Andrew in there.
No, it's William, right? He would be.
Andrew's.
It would be William. No, his son.
Could you imagine if Andrew
can't be in line? No way.
No.
The royal family line of ascension is I don't know. It's always interesting. I'm always
I think
surprised.
Andrew's third.
Not anymore.
Someone look it up while I'm doing this.
Yeah, somebody would take him out. There's no way. They wouldn't let that happen.
Prince Charles has a $400 million net worth. Real Housewives creator and Watch What Happens live star and host Andy Cohen has corona.
I saw that.
Yeah. He said one of his symptoms is a loss of sense of smell, which I hope he's taken full advantage of. Net worth $50 million. As previously covered in the show, supposedly megastar and actor Idris Elba has COVID. He's earned a net worth of $35 million, starring in more than 45 films, and for some reason, neither Wes or I can place exactly who he is.
What? I watched Hobbs and Shaw last night. Wasn't that good?
I watched the whole movie. I still couldn't tell you who Idris Elba is.
Yeah, I looked at a picture of him,
that good.
and I still don't know.
Who Idris Elba is? Well, first
No.
of all,
I know the name. I've seen a lot.
Did
of
you
them.
watch The Wire?
No.
Love The Wire.
He's in The Wire, and then he's
There's
been
a lot
in,
of people in The Wire. It's a cast of like 70.
He's the best looking one in The Wire.
All right, guys,
Wasn't he just
former
nominated for something too? Like,
Yeah, he was going to be James Bond.
Yeah, no, he's a great actor. He's just forgettable.
And the supposedly thing, you're fanning the flames of the people that are saying that celebrities are faking it.
oh no, I believe he has coronavirus.
Okay.
I said
he came out-
supposedly he's a superstar.
Yeah.
Oh, because Idris Elba came out today and said, I'm sick of all the people saying that celebrities are like faking it just to give exposure.
Why would you fake it?
Yeah.
Why would you waste your time?
no,
All
yeah,
the
because
money in the world.
you wouldn't lock yourself at home.
I
Everyone
mean, why
wants
would you
to
fake
sleep.
like a like what Jussie Smollett did? People do worse shit.
Yeah, the stupid
You think it's like all celebrities are
I'm just saying, don't
it's
say
a
why would
mass
someone do
faking.
No, I don't think all of them just say don't say why would someone do it. People do stupid shit like that.
The stupid theory was that it's to spread awareness to the fact that it's contagious.
I will say that when Tom Hanks made the post on Instagram, which was so positive,
Right.
It was a
that
little
was when-
fishy. That was a fishy.
it-
post.
That's
felt
where
like-
it started.
Yeah.
That's where this rumor started.
but guys,
But that's just because Tom Hanks is a fucking weirdo, and his post was like him throwing gloves in the trash. Like it did.
Well, he
People,
does
it was a
that.
fishy
he
post.
does that though.
Maybe if you'd handled Ricky Gervais's jokes a little better a couple months ago.
I mean, Tom Hanks is awesome. I'm just saying, like his tweets are like hard to interpret sometimes, even though they're very straightforward. You still don't really know what's going on, and then he
what he
ends it
does
all
was
with Hanks, Hanx. It's like you're
Right.
a little confused after you read Tom Hanks' tweet.
He takes pictures of things
Yeah.
and says, "Is this someone's glove?" And because he has such a huge following, the person hopefully finds their glove. But look, the big question here, guys, is why would you turn off the endless faucet of sex coming your way if you're a celebrity and fake coronavirus? There's no reason to do it. That's why I believe them all. Let's move on. Former NFL player and the star of ABC's The Bachelor, Colton Underwood, has been completely emasculated by the aggressive virus, saying of the virus's effect on him, quote, "I have to sit down every time I go to the bathroom."
Ooh.
He added, "just because I'm exhausted." The virus is making him sit down when he pees.
Is he gonna
It's
die?
like an
a virgin?
abusive relationship.
Oh man, that guy.
It does suck with the flu when you stand up and pee.
I hope Colton
hard.
starts feeling better because that is not a
Well,
great situation to be in.
Someone send Colton MeUndies. I got a suspicion on why he's a virgin.
Yeah, net worth $1 million. Opera singer and 1/3 of the three tenors, Placido Domingo, announced he has the virus over Facebook last weekend. He's also an older gentleman, so we hope he recovers okay. Net worth of $300 million.
Whoa.
Bon Jovi
Placido.
keyboardist and man with two first names, David Bryan, is currently living on a prayer as he has tested positive for corona. He has a net worth of $120 million.
Damn.
Jackson Brown got
Wait
the
a
virus.
minute, the Bon Jovi what
Yeah.
keyboardist
Jesus.
from Bon Jovi.
is worth 120 million?
Playing the shit out of those keyboards.
Man, I know
Nice.
Bon Jovi's an asshole, but he's definitely not an asshole like to the point of you wouldn't want to work with him for 120 million.
First of all, Bon Jovi's not an asshole, and the doctor that delivered me from my mother's vagina delivered Bon Jovi's son. So
We
claim to
we
fame.
have a secondhand story about a guy that was working at a Best Buy that Bon Jovi was the checkout. He went in the Best Buy, bought something, he checked out, and the cashier he was being a dick to the cashier, and so like the cashier was like kind of being a dick back to him, and then Bon Jovi goes, "Do you not know who I am?" And he goes, "Yeah, I know who you are, Bon Jovi, but you don't have to be an asshole about it."
Got him.
Got him.
Busy guy. Jackson Brown got the virus.
Fucking Bon Jovi.
Songster Jackson Brown, but luckily he isn't running on empty. As he said, quote, "My symptoms are really pretty mild, so I do not require any sort of medication and certainly not hospitalization. Net worth $50 million."
It's a good song.
Yeah, Lost actor Daniel Day Kim got the bug, ironically, while filming an episode of New Amsterdam, shout out Sean Cassidy, where he played a doctor treating a pandemic and apparently may have had it while filming. So NBC has decided to not air the episode, which has conspiracy theorists clamoring about whether or not you can catch the virus by watching people on TV who have it.
Got him.
Net worth $10 million. To round out the list here, guys, I'm going to go fast. Entourage actress and mistress in Goodfellas, Debbie Mazar, net worth $5 million. Virus. Former Bond girl Olga Kurylenko, net worth $18 million. What's she doing?
Wow.
Virus.
Well, all these people made money back in the day, and then they probably made a lot of money on like stocks and shit and making it grow.
They also
Yeah,
inflate
but
these net worths.
She's got exceptionally high net value for being a Bond girl. Game of Thrones star Christopher Hivju. I'm not familiar with Game of Thrones.
You think that's all she did was Bond girl?
I think
which
that's
character?
That's Tormund, I believe.
Oh, Tormund,
Oh.
yeah. The big bearded redhead guy. Yeah.
Ah,
Well,
okay.
he's going to be tormented with the corona over the next couple weeks. $3 million. NBA star Donovan Mitchell, $2.6 million, and Justin Trudeau, $13 million Canadian or 200,000 American, also has corona, rounding out the virus.
Did he? I thought his wife had it. He has it too.
They both have it. Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, yeah.
Oh, Trudeau.
All that sex. Anyway, okay, guys.
all that long-term marriage sex.
Yeah. I got a little PSA for you. If you're looking to buy a gun, like I was, and I think Mark had mentioned maybe that he was interested in buying a gun.
Like
'cause it's-
millions of Americans,
everyone
have been in the
Yeah.
last couple of weeks.
Right. They're out of them. There's no
They
more.
are?
There's no more guns out there unless you
Not
want
good
to.
news
Yeah,
for Wes and I. That means
so-
everyone but Wes and I have them.
Exactly.
We can start doing a timeshare on my gun for the neighborhood.
All right.
You
Yeah.
guys can just split it. The three, you know.
Well,
It's the how could the idea go wrong?
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys
So
want to split this gun?
Yes. I'm in.
Sure. What on weeks I have the little guy. So I was sitting around today and I was like, fuck it. Today's the day. Austin is in a shutdown, so I had to go to a different city. I went to the city southwest Buda and to the Cabela's. Huh?
Another
Hold on,
place
Wes.
Wes went
Hold
to
on.
today.
Hold on. I knew you went somewhere else, you piece of shit. But hold on.
Wes went to like 12 places today.
Yeah.
Where am I going to buy a gun from? I got
10
to
to
go.
15 locations.
I
Wes,
went to-
so
he's rubbing his eyes feverishly.
I've never bought a gun, so I don't know where to buy a handgun. But I'm assuming there's a bunch of places in Austin that sell them. You checked all of them, or you called?
They're
or
all
what was the deal?
closed right now, Pat. They're not essential businesses.
What about pawn shops?
I'm not going to buy a gun from a pawn shop. I want to buy a gun from a guy who's going to know what the fuck he's talking about, show me how to work it. And
Wes, how
There's
many
not much
locked
to show,
doors?
Wes. You put a bullet in it, you pull the trigger.
well, it's a little intimidating. I'm not going to lie. I was a little nervous
That's-
going.
okay.
It's you try it.
It is. It's like golf. It's a golf culture. Same deal. Like when I first started playing golf, I was very intimidated to step on the course. I'm going to do the rules wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, I drove to Cabela's and I take a fucking number because they don't want everyone clamoring around the gun cases.
Well, that's
And-
normal though.
Oh, it is
Number
okay.
thing.
I thought it was weird. And he's like, I'm looking, because I was been chatting with Will about, what I should get. He's like, get 9mm. People have been recommending me a bunch of shit, 9mm, all this stuff. And I was like, 9mm, and he's like, we're out of them. He's like, I've got one left, and it's like $1,200. And I was like, well, I'm not spending $1,200 on a fucking gun. So I called this other place, Falling Skies Guns, which is a very appropriate name for how I was feeling. And I went over there. And
When you're super panicked, come here and grab a
Chick-
firearm.
Yeah, Chicken Little.
yeah. So I went over there, and they had
What's that sounds? Guns.
They had this is hilarious. They had one gun that matched like kind of what people would recommend it to me. It was like a Smith & Wesson, and it was like 9mm, but it wasn't all black, and I hated that. It had like the tan bottom on it.
Silver top? Oh,
No,
a
black
tan
top,
bottom.
tan bottom. And I was
Was
like,
it affordable?
Black slide.
It was $400. It was a probably perfect gun, but I didn't like the way it looked. So I was like,
Wow.
fuck. So I was like,
because
fuck
it was
this.
like the military style.
yeah. I
Like
wanted
the-
an all
yeah.
black or all silver one.
Wes,
So I
you're
said,
gonna
fuck
see
that.
your gun once a year, maybe.
You did know though that you would have to only go all black because this has a plastic bottom, so you could not go all silver.
Whatever. I wanted all black. I wanted to look.
Okay.
I want to look.
Yeah.
So and the
Did
talk
you tell
about.
the guy what you're like? This just doesn't look cool enough. Or
Well, I mean, you walk in there, they know they could spot me from a mile away that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just there like every other
Well,
panic.
considering that you
they're-
refused
yeah.
to buy it based on the color.
I'm
Yeah.
wearing
Yeah.
like a fucking like a t-shirt from a Shorty's lunch, and
Yeah.
I've got like I switched into shoes because I was like, I'm not going gun shopping in sandals.
They're like
come back with a bow and arrow.
feverishly rewriting the prices to like distract them. There's upping at $300 a gun.
I'm like, what's the difference between 45 and 9mm?
Did you bring your motorcycle helmet in with you? 'Cause that would have helped.
I
even
should have
play.
done that, Pat. That would
Yeah,
have
hey,
been
Short, the
It's
ass
not-
kicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like this was a good thing in the end. By the way, after listening back to not listening back, but thinking back about yesterday's home defense conversation, what the most important thing I think that we left out was probably just security cameras. Like, that's going to go a long way in home defense. Security cameras.
That's like a will. That's like a last living will and testament. Who needs one? You don't benefit from it. The people that are around after you die benefit from it.
You
It's
think
a-
security
cameras?
cameras?
It's
I
a
think he's saying
deterrent.
it's a deterrence. Yes. He's
Dogs
saying,
are the best.
Why would you rob the house with a security camera? You'd rob the house without
Right,
it.
you'd be on camera, so it's
You don't even
more
need it to
likely
work.
pick a different place.
You don't even need
Yeah.
it to work. Yeah.
Wes, did you wear your asshole sunglasses in there?
What asshole sunglasses?
You know, like you have those like sunglasses that make you look like you're like about to coach a kid's soccer team.
The wraparounds.
Yeah. The
No, I didn't. No, I didn't wear those. No.
I wish you were.
I should've.
overconfident. You're like, just give me the gun.
Yeah, well, they've all got their guns and their holsters in there, and they just think I'm like, an
That's
idiot.
a gun store.
I'm actually proud of myself because usually when I set out to go fucking buy something like this, I'm not leaving until I have one. But I showed some restraint because I didn't want to spend $700 on a fucking gun that I didn't know what
You
But
showed
there's
so
no more
much-
guns.
So much restraint today.
There's no more guns out there. That's the whole moral of the story. Everyone has bought all the fucking guns.
Wes, I'm gonna get you a gun tomorrow.
Zero restraint. Besides not buying the gun because of the color. That was the only thing you demonstrated restraint
And
on
the price.
entire day.
Park your ass today in the house. huh?
I'm done.
You want a 9mm? I'll get you a gun tomorrow.
No, I think I'm going to go with the 45. I heard 9mm, but then everyone was
Pat's
like,
got a
"Nah,
guy."
you're not going to stop anyone with a 9mm. You keep coming at you, so I got to go. I got to go 45 now."
Oh shit!
A
You
bear
gotta
is
get.
robbing you? Yeah.
You're not gonna.
Wes is
stop
gonna
him
buy
with
a gun
9mm.
that-
And
breaks
also
his
these little
wrist.
short barrels are like my I talked to my cousin's husband today, and he's a big gun guy. He's like you don't a short little gun is good for conceal, but they're inaccurate.
It's
and-
true.
and
the longer the barrel,
yeah.
the
So I'm
more
gonna get a
accurate it is,
full gun when I get one.
Text me offline. I'll take care of you tomorrow. I got a guy.
This is this
I don't
is
want a
the-
black market gun, Pat, that has
but no, it's
murders
not
on
black
it.
It's gonna show up in just like a bag, like
Yeah.
a paper bag.
It's-
Right.
hey, hold
No
on.
thanks.
It's not black
I'll
market.
take it, Pat.
Okay, I'll give it to you, Mark. I'm not going to give it to you. You're going to have to buy it. It's not black market. And the thing
Okay.
about in Texas, when I got my gun in Texas, my gun was gifted to me. And I was like, is there any paperwork or anything I need to fill out? They're like, nope, that's yours now.
Have a feeling that might not be accurate.
I'm pretty sure that's not accurate.
That's not how that works.
100%.
Yeah, that was just what the guy said to you.
Yeah, but if the
That
cops
wasn't-
ask you for your papers, you can't say
Yeah.
no. The guy said I didn't need any.
Oh, it was a birthday present.
You understand that,
Old
right?
Pat. Laughing at old Pat. see what happens. See what happens when some fucking intruders come in the neighborhood, motherfucker. Who you gonna be calling?
You use your
unregistered gun, Cassidy.
That's right.
your improperly acquired handgun.
I
Anyway,
got
good
hollow
good
points,
luck.
man. Did you think about that?
No.
Yep.
All right, and that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Notice we didn't have any voicemails on today's show because nobody left any. We changed our voicemail from the bong hits to a computer so that the ladies out there can fool more guys with fake numbers, and then they can call in and we can laugh at them. So keep those coming. 512-270-1480. Pop it in your phone contacts just in case you get a hair up your ass and want to call and say hi or leave a message.
Yeah. Also, to that point, chat rooms. You could easily go into chat rooms during this coronavirus time and use that phone number. That could be just something fun, you know.
That-
Have chat rooms
absolutely.
existed since AOL became no longer
I don't know.
the-
I only
Chat-
remember chat rooms from 10 and under. in
Yeah,
my
On
life,
chat-
but-
on the dark web, they
Yeah,
sure as shit
chat
do.
rooms today are a little different than they were back in the day. But anyway, also no new reviews, so we just won't do any. I guess everyone's just wiping their asses with T-shirts out there. And speaking of T-shirts, please check out the Lockdown Turn Up shirt. All the profit goes to feeding people in need during this crisis. It is a sexy shirt for the gym that's never opening again, or the club that's never opening again, or for just lounging around your house forever. But hey, good news: the stock market is up. We're gonna get through this together. Stay away from old people, unlike me, unless you are taking care of them. Wash your hands. Be kind to your neighbor. And most importantly, have a great fucking day.